Up next, restaurant super cheats to save hundreds of calories.
My secret weapon.
Well, that's really good. 4 easy ways will save you.
Did you know a typical restaurant meal can clock in at 1,200 calories? That's close to what you ought to consume all day long. Now, restaurant critic Danyelle Freeman eats in restaurants 6 nights a week. And she says she's developed foolproof techniques that let you eat what you want, but save your waistline in the process. She's here to show us her restaurant super cheats to save you hundreds of calories. So let's just start with the big issue. How can these restaurants pack so many calories? Why do they pack so many calories into their meals?
Well, one of the main reasons they do that is because chefs have a habit of adding oil or cream or butter at the end as a finishing touch. So what they see as a little extra boost of flavor is adding hundreds of calories to your plate, and you don't even realize it.
So to look like this, eating out 6 nights a week, you got to know some tricks. So the first restaurant super cheat to save calories is to boost your booze with bubbles. Now, guys, this is a really, really valuable tip. How do you actually do that? What does it mean?
This is my secret weapon. What's the first thing that happens when you sit down at the table? The server comes over and takes your drink order. You order a cocktail, you order a glass of wine, and suddenly you're already consuming 200 calories and you haven't even started eating. So instead, order sparkling water. The bubbles fill you up and it's 0 calories. Then when you order your dinner, order a glass of wine. But here's another secret. Instead of reaching for your glass of wine every time you want a sip of something, alternate with a sip of sparkling water instead. So sparkling water, wine, sparkling water, wine. Now here's another tip. If you really want to save calories, add sparkling water to your wine and make a wine spritzer. Then you have 3 glasses for the price of 1.
Let's see how what this does to a wine.
Cheers.
I'm worried about the wine.
I know,
Oh, that's really good.
It's great for summer.
Yes, this is a very smart idea. Okay, this restaurant super cheat, if you use it, will save you 240 calories. Nicely done. All right, the next restaurant super cheat to help save you calories is the harder the bread, the better it is for you. Think about that. The harder the bread, the better it is for you. Now, how do we use that day to day?
Well, I don't want to feel deprived, and I'm in restaurants 6 days a week. And I understand the seduction of the bread basket better than anyone else. But instead, the next time you go to a restaurant, don't reach for the doughy white bread. Reach for the breadstick or the flat bread instead. Why? Because it's less calories, because it's actually less bread, but it's crunchy, so it takes you longer to eat because you have to chew it more. And as we know, chewy foods satiate you.
I never thought about that. But again, it sits in front of you. If you don't have these, you can ask for them. People have them most likely. Okay. The science behind this is really strong. People, turns out, they feel a lot fuller when they have foods that are crunchy. I looked this up for the show, did not realize that. And the more you chew your food, the more you think it's filling you up. This very wise restaurant super cheat will save you, take a look, 140 calories. Now they're happening. All right, the next restaurant cheat to help save you calories is to protein pack your pasta. What do you mean by that?
Well, this is one of my favorites because who wants to deprive themselves of like a comforting bowl of pasta? You don't have to. Next time, order pasta with protein in it. That way, and when it comes to the table, ask for a side dish. Take out 3 spoonfuls of pasta, just pasta, not protein, which equals about ½ a cup of pasta. Now you have a better pasta to protein ratio.
So you literally sit there in a restaurant and go like this.
Yeah, so you can still have your pasta with chicken or chicken with clams, but now you're not carbo loading because, let's face it, you're probably not running a marathon tomorrow.
No, you're
right?
exactly right.
So why eat that whole bowl of pasta? But you still get to order a pasta dish.
Very wise. When you adjust your ratio of carbohydrates to proteins, lets the proteins do a better job, and it boosts your metabolism as well as keeping you shape. Plus, you do build those big muscles when you do run the marathons.
Right.
This restaurant super cheat, it's easy to do, everybody, is 153 calories. All right. Our final restaurant super cheat to save you calories will work on desserts. And this is a tip that I had never thought of. It's so simple, so elegant, and easy to do. It's to never eat the bottom of the crust.
Right. Well, gaining weight is an occupational hazard for me. So I have to pick and choose my battles. And I've eaten hundreds and thousands of desserts at this point in my life. And I think where you can really save a ton of calories is in the bottom pie crust. You still get the flavor and the texture and the crunch of the top crust, but you don't get the bottom crust. And the bottom crust is actually worse for you because the pan is usually lined with butter. So that's extra calories right there. And besides, I think the real flavor of a pie is in the filling, not the crust.
Yeah. So you just eat away, but when you get to the bottom, stop.
Yeah, exactly. Just leave the bottom crust. Don't pull your fork or spoon through it.
All right, folks, look at this. If you use this restaurant Super Cheat, it's going to save you 150 calories. You just saved us about 600-700 calories from simple little things.
Well, this has saved me in my years of eating out, of not gaining pounds and pounds and pounds. So I'm so grateful for these secrets that I've learned over the years.
I'm going to start with the hard bread. That's my favorite.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much, Danyelle. All right, up next, in case you missed it, and my special bonus tip, 3 simple ways to cut 100 calories. You won't believe how little effort it takes. Stay with us.